I've heard the GLP-1 is a peptide, it's a hormone. Could you explain what it is and if it's a peptide hormone and the differences?
Totally. So I think peptides get thrown around as kind of a bit of a catch-all. And I mean, a peptide really is just a sequence of amino acids, which is like the most basic or the individual makeup of proteins, peptides, hormones, all that kind of stuff. All these amino acids get kind of clumped together, and then based on the amino acid sequence that's there from the 20 amino acids that the human body takes in and that sort of thing, they fold up and form into proteins, hormones, enzymes, all those sorts of things. A peptide is generally a shorter version of all of those, so it's kind of like a chunked off component. And so I guess a really good example of like all the peptides that are currently out there and not necessarily legal per se, they're kind of in a gray black market type thing. A lot of them are like a chunk taken off of human growth hormone, for example. And so it's a peptide that is found on human growth hormone. It still has the effect of, or I guess some of the effects of growth hormone on a specific receptor, depending on what that amino acid sequence is that's within it. And it kind of goes and does its thing. GLP-1, in a sense, in some ways, could be considered a peptide, if you will, in that it's a smaller protein amino acid sequence. It's a hormone in the sense of what a hormone does is it's released from somewhere within our body. So in the case of GLP-1, when we eat a meal, it naturally is released from the L cells of our intestine. It then travels and has a downstream effect on multiple organ cell systems throughout the body, including your pancreas, your liver, your stomach, and going up into the brain and affecting our appetite and food-seeking behaviors. And so there's overlap, but there's also differences between the two. And a hormone generally is a little bit more all-encompassing and having kind of a bigger global effect, whereas a peptide is trying to kind of get to one specific receptor or what have you, but that's not always the case.